Hello, it is me, X1 for YouTube, and in this video I am going to show you how to create a good looking, if not hot looking, female Qunari in Dragon Age Inquisition. Maybe I should say that I'll try to show you how to create one that's not too bad looking at least. Nah, I'm just joking, I've done this plenty of times. Now I have seen other female Qunari creations from other players and another Dragon Age Inquisition videos, and they all left me with only one opinion. Just one. And it's the same opinion that I have now. I mean, I never had any extra opinions, and I never even thought twice about it. My opinion was, and still is, I gotta help these guys. They're jumping into conclusions so fast. They're not putting no effort into it. They're just giving up. They're always gonna believe that no matter what you do, your Qunari female will always be ugly. Okay, it wasn't exactly that. My opinion is just, I gotta help. Mario has been without Luigi for too long as Tammy came back. Anyway, the good news is, it doesn't really take much effort. At least not with the figure that I like to create. There's a picture I want to show you that has multiple faces of the look that I like to create when I'm creating a female Qunari. Now before I show you the picture, I think it's only fair to say that once you see the picture and you don't like the way these Qunari women look, or in other words not impressed, you are free to click off of this video and maybe do a video of your own showing a better looking female Qunari. Or send a link to a picture, whatever you want. Don't worry, I'm a very nice guy. I'll just give you a clap. And then I'll cry. Okay, get ready to have your socks blown off, get ready to swoon, and be sure you have a towel nearby when you go to sleep tonight. I sound like I'm hosting a beauty show, but I'm not. Here is the picture. Did you like that? Did you like what you see? In case you didn't notice, I used the same figure with all of those Qunari you saw in the picture. Just different hairstyles or horns, whatever you want to call them. Different skin colors and different makeup colors. And occasionally different eye colors too. That is the figure that I'm going to show you how to create in this video right now. So let's get started. You can use any preset face that you want, but I'm only using this one to start things off. There are three major things that I highly recommend that you do if you want to create a pretty female Qunari in general. But first let's go to general and then set the face shape all the way to the one before last. It's going to look like this right here. Okay, now for the three major things that I highly recommend doing. What you want to do now is go to the head and ears selection and then go to where it says ear position, and you want to turn that all the way down so the ears will be all the way up at its highest point. That alone makes the head look more feminine than anything else. The next thing you want to do is go to her eyes. Choose the selection that's all the way at the back, the last selection, because this is the only shape that displays her eyelids more than any other shape. As you can see, you can actually see her eyelids more better. It actually details the eyelids more as a specific way of saying it. And after that, the third and final thing will be the nose, which is the nostril size. You want to turn that all the way up so the nostrils will be all the way down. In doing that, you're off to a good start. Okay, now for the other details. What you want to do after that is go to mouth and jaw, and then you want to go to jaw line, and you want to turn that all the way down so her head will have more of a round shape, as in a complete circle. And then next you want to go to jaw size, and you want to turn that up a bit to the middle and a little bit to the left, sort of like halfway from the middle. And you want to go to chin size next, and you want to do the same thing except higher up and further left. And there's only one more thing left before we're done with the shape. Well, actually there's a few more things left, but the other things won't involve shaping the face much. Just the position of the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. We're gonna get to that next after we deal with the cheekbones here. What you will want to do is make those a little bit to the left. So that kind of takes away, you know, any sharp shape, you know, coming from her cheeks. Makes her look more feminine that way. Okay, the last and final thing you want to do is position the eyes a little over, you know, you gotta line the eyes up, you know, with the top of the ears. Make sure the eyes are lined up with the top of the ears. Very good. Or you just, you know, put the cursor directly on the middle. And then you want to do the same thing with the nose. Make sure the nose position is at the middle. And then the same with the mouth position. And then that pretty much take care of the face shape. I mean, there's only those little things that you can do when you look at the face from the side. Like, you gotta even out the chin shape. Like, if you feel like you want to even out the shape of the chin, just like that. Or even the eyebrows, in which case you have to go to head and ears and then go to brow size. And then you move that left to right. But I would say all the way to the left in this case. Or a little off, you know, from the edge. But I would say all the way to the left. I'm just going to go over there for right now. And then, of course, whenever you want to, you know, like, if you're not satisfied with the rotation and spacing of the eyes, you can always go here. I always like the outer corner of the eyes to be higher than the inner corner. That also makes it look more feminine in a way. And then you can also change the eye size any way you want. And I'm just gonna move the eyes in a little bit closer to each other, just so it will look a bit more realistic. And then the next thing that I like to do, which is something that you don't have to do but can do if you want to, is to change the eyebrow style. Now there's a selection of eyebrows that's kind of towards the middle and it's very thin, and it's the eyebrows that I use with most of my Qunari women, and that will be these right here. And it's the same shape that I used in the picture that I shown you, you know, showing those Qunari women that I showed you before I started detailing this preset. And keep in mind that you can also position those any way you want, going back to head and ears and going to brow size. So maybe I should turn that up just a little bit. And then of course there's little small details if you want to change the shape of the forehead. You don't really have to do all that though, because it looks good either way. Now for the makeup. Qunari woman has got to have makeup, which is a sad thing to say, but they gotta have it. You can use any color eyeshadow that you want. Just make sure that it's dark. I think I'll go for like a pinkish red. And then you can use any color that you want for your lips. Just make sure that it's shining. Sometimes it actually does do well to match the lip color with the skin color. Now let's see if I can do that. Want to add a little bit more red to her. Make it a little bit darker. I would go for that. Don't forget the shine. Got to have a shine. Gotta get that shine. In fact, I think that's what I'm gonna name my character before I get into gameplay. So basically what I'm doing right now is just changing, you know, details about my character, you know, eye color. Pretty much easy stuff to do. Things that anybody can do. And then if you feel that the mouth is too big, you just go to mouth thickness. And then change the shape there. And the funny thing about changing the mouth width is if you move it up and down, it actually changes the shape or the size of the upper lip. It doesn't really change how wide it is. Unless, of course, you move it left to right. But I think I'm going to leave that alone for now. I don't seem to be satisfied with the lip color that I gave her, so I think I'm going to change it back to pink. Maybe lower the intensity. Nah, let's keep it the way it is. Maybe up the brightness a bit. Make it more real. Yeah, that's good right there. So with that, you're pretty much done. I'm looking at the chin here again. Yeah, I decided to move that down just a little bit, but remember, far up and then far left. That's the area you want. So that's it. Pretty much all there's left now is to change the hairs, the horns, hair color, anything that you want. And I always like the style that has the tied hair, the hair, you know, when it's tied to the back. I always think that that style looks good that way. Got the hair color. And that's pretty much it. So we're gonna set the changes, name my character, and we're good to go. Looking pretty good.
It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion of the conflict.
An explosion can do that?
This one did. Unless we act, the breach may grow until it swallows the world.
We got a lot of cutscenes to wait through.
Each time the breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
I understand.
Then
I'll do what I can, whatever it takes.
Okay, skip all that. I just wanted to get in the gameplay and walk around with her just to see how she looks. And she looks pretty good. So if you like this video, you can leave a like, a comment, or you can subscribe. This isn't the only game that I create characters in, or should I say this isn't the only game that I create female characters in. I also have other games that has a character creation feature like Dragon Ball Xenoverse. If there's any requests, you know, like if you want me to make a hot character on that game, or games like Dragon's Dogma or Skyrim, those are the games that I happen to have, or even The Sims. So if you want me to do that, then you can leave it on the comments below. But until then, I am merely asking one for YouTube, and I'll see you next time. Take care, y'all.